Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your, this is just going to be a bonus reading. We're going to do a love reading. Believe it or not, I've had like a million requests for love readings. And so we're going to do, this is going to be from now until the end of the year, basically whenever you watch it. We're going to look at the just general energies that you're dealing with in your love life in general. And by the way, if you want to watch this for not love, feel free. Just take it how it resonates. Next, we're going to look at your person's current feelings, if you're dealing with a person or someone that you haven't dealt with yet, in this row right here. Next, we're going to see who's coming towards you, if there's any new love or anyone new coming towards you. Look at that, divine counterparts, Pisces. Someone feels stuck, though, but, we're going to look into that. And in your last row, we are going to look at and see if there's anything unexpected that could be coming in for you here in this last row. And on top of that, I'm going to do 3 yes or no question cards at the end as well. But Pisces, you have this fun times card in your general energies. It says parties, events, and having fun. I feel like this is saying, just based off the cards that you have here, that it's suggesting that you get out and have a good time. I feel like you need to get out of the house, Pisces. So trust me, I get it. I'm a Pisces, and I never want to go out. But what I would say here is if you are looking for love especially, I would definitely get out there. You have a lot of earth I'm noticing here as well. So if you're looking for love, could be a Scorpio as well, or an earth sign, or it could be like a Scorpio with earth, earth with Scorpio. Take it how it resonates. It could be any sign. You have basically everything here. But, I feel like you need to get out there and have fun. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Wands. I feel like some of you are kind of focusing on working at this time, clearly, and you could be moving on from something that caused conflict in your life with the Five of Wands here. So I feel some of you in this first, kind of like this first position right here between these two cards, I almost feel like you're choosing yourself, and it doesn't matter what gender you are. I kind of feel like you're choosing Empress mode, and it's like you're not choosing Hangman mode, you're not choosing hermit mode. I feel like you're choosing Empress mode, which is great. I feel like you're kind of focusing on yourself and focusing on your glow up, or maybe focusing on your income, your money, whatever the case may be. She's very resourceful, the Queen of Pentacles, and she really focuses on her resources. And it doesn't have to be money. It could be anything. She could be focusing on, creating more friendships, creating more fun in her life, any type of abundance. And this looks like a very abundant reading to me here, Pisces. So I feel like you've experienced conflict, obviously, with the Five of Wands. Could have been competition in love as well. But what I would say is get over it, Pisces, because if we look this way, look, it's like a conflict is leading to your divine counterpart. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're interested in. This could be surprising to you as well. So again, if you're attracting a divine counterpart, it could be like someone, a situation that you're just not expecting, or it kind of comes out of nowhere. I definitely feel that your divine counterpart could be coming in after a difficult period of time with that Five of Wands. One where there was maybe competition between like you and another person. Maybe someone didn't pick you. And I'm getting a bunch of different things here. For some of you, maybe you just weren't feeling the person, which is also fine. Or maybe they just weren't feeling you, right? So I kind of feel that you're moving on to calmer shores. You're choosing to, I almost feel like you're choosing to unstick yourself here as well. This guy in the back of the boat, he, sorry, I'm choking. He represents a ferryman in the back of the boat there. And he can represent getting stuck in the mud. So I feel for some of you, you're kind of like choosing to move forward. I do feel like there's a stuck energy here because you have the Eight of Swords here. But although what I would say, you have the Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords to the Eight of Wands. So if there's a stuck energy, this could be something that moves on very quickly. I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to clarify, by the way. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have this risk card. I feel like there are a lot of risks that you could take at this time, Pisces, even outside of love, For some of you, I feel like the risk is teamwork. So, like opening up to another person and working on a team with them could be a little bit of a risk here that you're thinking about taking. So, I would just open up is what I'd say here. I'm getting something about travel popping into my head as well. I don't know. It could be like taking a risk to travel to meet a person. You have Tower, Eight of Wands. So I don't know. Take it how it resonates, right? With the Six of Swords, you have the Charity card. I feel like there are people, I feel like you give too much, Pisces. And, I'm a Pisces, totally get it, right? And what I would say here is that I feel like you're looking for someone who's generous, who actually gives you time, effort, and energy, who actually wants to be with you, where you don't feel like, I'm getting the word like chores, popping into my head. Maybe you feel like that in the past you were with people where it was always like a chore to get their attention, or maybe you felt like they thought that it was a chore being with you. It's almost like they were doing you some big freaking favor by being with you. And I feel like you're over it with this energy. I feel like you want something that's like much more generous, much more giving. Could be a Cancer coming in for you as well. With the Five of Wands, and again, we'll get more details on that in a minute. On the Five of Wands, you have this defense card. Again, very defensive energy I get from you. I don't know if you're putting up boundaries against a person or they put boundaries up against you, but I kind of feel like you're defending yourself from a situation. And, again, I feel like you're moving on with that Six of Swords. It's like you're moving forward towards something much, much bigger. You have this gifts card coming up next. This is in the area of their current feelings towards you. So again, if you're dealing with a person, I feel like they want to give you gifts, obviously. Obviously, they want to be generous with you. I really feel like if you're dealing with a person already, they want to create that Empress energy. They want to create abundance in the connection. And, again, that could be any type of abundance. The Empress is the mother, of course. So, they could want children, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be maybe you're finding a person who wants to build and leave a legacy with you, which comes up for you all the time, Pisces. That in like all your readings, it's been something about like building or leaving a legacy, 10 of Pentacles type energy. And, having the Emperor and the Empress together clearly kind of represents that. You have the Tower, the Empress, and the Four of Pentacles here. I do feel like someone is holding on very tightly to you, but, I don't know. You have the Tower, which is a difficult ending, so we're going to have to look into this, but if you've experienced an ending, I do feel someone could be still holding on to you here with the Four of Pentacles. I don't know. It's like there's a battle between their head and their heart is what I feel here. Head here, heart right here. I feel it's like all three things. I feel like they're having a battle between their head, heart, and just their stability in general here. So again, if you're dealing with a person who isn't making a decision, I don't know, it looks to me like you're moving on from this, Pisces, because we go this direction to the Eight of Swords, to the Eight of Wands. It's like, I feel for some of you, if you're dealing with a person like this from the past, you're just saying, no, I can't stay stuck. I have to move forward. Eight of Wands to me is a very clear sign of abundance, even, on top of the Empress here. So, I feel you've made a decision to not allow someone to, interrupt your abundance any longer. And I feel this is saying like, it doesn't matter that someone's holding on to you. I feel like you're just like saying, oh, well, number one, make a decision. Number two, I feel like you're like moving towards abundance, which we see right here. It's like you realize that you're very attractive at this time. So like I would get out there and I would put your energy out there. Again, the interesting thing to me about the Empress is that she's like receiving energy. So that's popping into my head. And again, it doesn't matter if you're male, female, whatever. I don't care. I feel whatever you are, doesn't matter. Like I said, I feel like you're very attractive at this time. And I feel like you are in this receiving position where you're, people are like coming to you. I feel like maybe you've chased love. You have the Eight of Wands, which says you could have put too much energy into relationships. And it's like you push people away, by giving too much almost, right? That freaks people out sometimes. And I kind of feel like this is saying that you're like just going to allow someone to be generous to you. Like you have that charity card, and I really feel this certain generosity. So you're like, I'm just going to allow someone to come to me. What's surprising is this Tower. I feel like there probably was a Tower moment for some of you. You have that Five of Wands with that defense card there. It could have been with an earth sign. Could have been with any sign, honestly, but could have been an earth sign so far. That's what I see here. Or it could have been a Scorpio, I suppose, as well. But I feel like two people were like ignoring reality in the first place. So, to me, the Tower is a good card because it can say that two people, clearly there are two people on this card, and they have built those walls up around them, and they're ignoring, reality. They're ignoring things for how they are. And now they're being brought back down to reality. So there could have been like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. There could have been like a shock of reality going on here. And, now you're kind of like seeing things, but let's dig into this. Let's see. With the Tower, you have the birth card. Again, someone could have gotten pregnant, Empress, birth. So there could be some sort of pregnancy situation that was a shock going on here. For others, I feel that you could be just birthing something new here. Sometimes I think when we raise our vibration, it's like we are being reborn, and maybe we're reaching a new level as far as like the people that we attract into our life, or we're reaching a new level on like who we can attract in our life. So some of you could be leaving people behind in the past people, because maybe you've raised your vibration. You're like just on a whole new level here with this birth card. And again, clearly something new is coming in for you, plain and simple. With the Empress, you have this detachment card. I feel like for some of you, that's exactly what I was kind of getting at. This card is about detaching from outcomes. So like I was saying, maybe normally you kind of, give everything in a relationship. And I'm not saying that you're not going to give or anything like that. I feel like you're more in a position of receiving, like I said, but I also feel you will match energy, right? I don't think I think too many people overcorrect in relationships, meaning, we get hurt and then we punish the next person, which we should not be doing. I don't care what anyone says, it's like I've seen all these videos, I get recommended all these relationship videos because all you, right? And it's like I constantly see these people that are like, I'm going to make the next person, wait for a year before we get intimate. I'm like, great, you're punishing a new person for a past person's mistakes. How do you think that's going to work out for you? Not well, right? So but this is different. I feel like you're just detaching from the outcome, but you're also saying, like, I'll match this person's energy when they come in. So new person, I definitely feel new love here. Could be an Aquarius as well, but I feel like or a Cancer. You have Cancer twice now. And I feel like you're more in this position of saying, I'll match their energy. I'm not going to like force anything to happen here, right? With the Four of Pentacles, you have this versatility card. I like this card quite a bit because it says you're being more flexible in relationships. Maybe, I'm not saying you were like picky in the past, but maybe you just didn't see opportunities that like came your way. I also feel like you have, like, I'm getting something here about more kind of like clear vision. I feel you're much more clear on maybe the type of person that you want or the type of situation that you want. And, that's kind of like what I feel you're focused on here with that versatility card. And I feel like you're like, how you get there doesn't really matter as long as a person is matching energy, right? Next, in the area of who's coming towards you, you have the Scarab card. It says nourishment and transformation. Love that. So there clearly is someone who's very different. I feel like this person is like the opposite. The Scarabs, they, in Egyptian mythology, they roll the sun over the horizon. And, they kind of represent like death and rebirth as well. They represent resurrection. And so what I feel here, though, is I feel like you've experienced like the underworld, darkness in love. Now you're like coming up around the other side. So if you've had any of these Five of Wands challenges in love, I feel like you're about to kind of like enter into light. You're finding something that's like much, much better for you. You have the Emperor, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Could be an Aries coming in for you. I'm pretty sure that you've been showing up in Aries readings quite a bit. So I would say, it could be an Aries. Could be any sign. Take it how it resonates. But I feel a little bit of this energy here. Eight of Swords. I would say don't miss the opportunity. If you're here and you're watching this reading and you've gotten this far in a love reading, clearly you want love. So if you're saying you don't want love, then why are you here? But number two, I would say clearly you want love. And the Eight of Swords, I feel like is saying, like, don't keep yourself stuck in, just being alone or blocking people out of your life or preventing yourself from getting into situations. Like I would be getting out there. Eight of Wands, again, in the same diagonal. Eight of Wands is my card of going on dates, socializing, getting out there, meeting new people, like all that stuff. So I would like definitely get out there going this direction. With the Emperor, I feel that there could be a person who's very action-oriented coming in for you. And again, I feel like you're in receptive mode. It doesn't matter what gender you are. And I feel like this person is going to like put in the work. I get a very calming energy from this person as well. I feel that could be something that you will stand out to you, is that this person has a very calming type of vibe going on here. I don't know how else to explain it. I also feel like this person, I do feel an age difference here. It could be 10 years or 8 years. I'm not sure. I don't really trust psychic timing at all. The universe doesn't wear a watch, but I feel like there could be like a 10-year or 8-year age gap in whatever direction. You could be older, you could be younger. Take it how it resonates, but I definitely feel some sort of age gap type situation here. I also feel like you could be meeting this person. Again, I feel like there's something about meeting this person in public or through a social event or through socializing. You have that fun times card. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands very specifically is my card of finding someone through socializing. It could be social media, but again, you have like a lot of public stuff here. You also have the Eight of Swords, which says Pisces, get your ass outside. Like, what are you doing? So get out in public right there. And you have the Nine of Cups. I feel like this is like a wish or a dream come true. If this is love coming in for you, obviously. So definitely could be something very successful. This person's established as well. And again, I think that's something that will attract you to this person. Like, again, even if they're younger than you, I feel like this person's very mature, and they have some sort of establishment in their life. That word is definitely popping into my head. Like, they have a business, or maybe they have their own car that's paid off, right? This isn't like a joker, this is something that I get a very much more like serious energy on this person. They could even have be very organized with like a daily routine, for example. So maybe they follow like a very strict, daily routine. Something about them is very mature. With the Emperor here, you have this devotion card. I love this card. Are you kidding me? It's like this. How cute is this? This bird is dead right here, and this bird is like, still devoted to the dead bird. How romantic, Pisces. So I feel like this person is going to be devoted. Obviously, you have divine counterparts. Are you kidding me? The Emperor and the Empress together. This is a very deep connection that's coming in for you. This person has Libra somewhere in their chart, I feel. And I don't think they are Libra. They could be, but whatever. With that Eight of Swords, you have this organizations card. I feel like this person's very organized. Like I said, it's funny that I said, like, I saw like a list in my head with this person. So it's like maybe they wake up at a certain time. They like have a certain set schedule of things that they do. I feel it gives off this energy of maturity with this person. And again, it doesn't matter if they're younger than you. They could just come off as very mature because, of how they organize their life. I also feel they're very clearly abundant. I feel like you two are abundant together, and but I also feel like this person's very easily able to create abundance. One thing that's standing out to me is I feel like they say things and it literally happens. Like they could say, "Oh, I'm gonna go start this new business," and like overnight, they kind of get things going. So I feel like they're definitely like an action taker type of energy. Like I said, you're receiving this clearly. With the Nine of Cups, you have this affair card here. So I would be careful of affairs just in general because we have Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces, too much head in the clouds type of energy. I've been saying for years since Neptune went into Pisces that if you're going to be in a relationship under Neptune and Pisces, there needs to be some sort of reality. Like it needs to be brought back down to earth. But if you're getting into an affair with a person who's married, and I kind of feel that for some of you, but it doesn't feel like that strong to me. So what I'd say is like maybe this person's married, but they're like separated. They're not like with the person, but maybe there's still the connection. They're still married. So again, with this energy here, I would just, I would be careful if you end up in a situation like that. I would just make sure that, the person's actually getting a divorce or that the person is actually going to end things. Because again, with Neptune and Pisces, the fantasy just feels better than the reality, just to call it out, right? So, I would definitely be careful of that situation. But this is actually, this looks like a really good card. So again, I feel there's clearly like a person who really is going to care about you coming in for you. Next in the area of if there's anything unexpected, you have this fair man. It says dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Again, take how it resonates. I don't attach gender to my cards in these general readings. It could just be a man that you're dealing with. And it says dagger, fears, worries, tense situation. I feel like this could be what you're kind of like walking away from here. I'm also getting like a message literally popping into my head. So, for some of you, if you're dealing with a person who has like an ex or something like that, I don't know, I kind of feel like people getting involved here. This is only going to be for a few of you. And I feel like some of you could be receiving a message from like someone's ex. I would just block it, plain and simple. I wouldn't try to create drama or anything like that. We have Mars going retrograde, in our fourth house for the most part, Pisces. And I would just avoid, not only would I like protect your own home, right? But I would also avoid getting involved in someone else's home. That's also what I'm getting with this, affair card, this affair situation. So if someone does that, I would just ignore it. For others, I feel like fears could be holding someone back here, and we're going to look into this. You have the Eight of Wands, so again, quick success. I feel like there is quick success coming in for you. And again, I do feel if there's love coming in for you, it's going to happen very quickly. Things are going to move forward very quickly. Clearly, your divine counterparts here. And again, I feel you could be, a lot of communication with this Eight of Wands. But again, my problem is Neptune and Pisces. So if you're communicating with the person, but you're not bringing it down to earth, then something needs to happen. You need to, meet up more. You need to make the commitment or something. I would be careful. I'm being super picky here, right? So I'm not saying this is going to happen. I would just be careful of that. I feel like you've already experienced fantasy. You know what I mean? I feel like you've already experienced something like this where something was just a fantasy and never really got off the ground. And, I feel like this is saying make sure that this doesn't happen with this. You have the Four of Cups. This could be like past disappointments, kind of that you've experienced. The Four of Cups basically, I feel, is saying to you, don't throw away your experiences. I kind of am seeing this differently here, Pisces, where, normally I say that he's manifested these cups, but I feel like these are experiences that you've had. And I feel this card is saying, don't throw away these experiences. Make sure to allow yourself to have learned from those experiences. Again, even negative relationship experiences that we're in. I always tell people, it's like, get the goal, get the reward. At the end of pain is success. So it's like, yeah, I understand going through a breakup or separation or a difficulty or a challenge. It hurts, but, it's like we're here to learn lessons, I believe. And, I really feel like people need to sack up basically, for lack of a better term. And I feel people are too dramatic about relationships, right? I say this all the time, right? I feel like people just need to like get hurt. I suggest getting hurt because it's like that's just going to lead you closer to what you truly want. So, don't be afraid of new opportunities that are entering into your life. I do feel for some of you could be dealing with a past person who has regrets of thinking the grass was greener on the other side. But, I don't know. I feel like you see this person as exactly as they are, immature. And, that's kind of what I'm getting on this Page of Pentacles. I also feel this is clearly a new person coming in for you. So new love, and I feel new love is clearly your divine counterpart based off this reading. So let's look into this here, Pisces. With the Eight of Wands, you have this Lust card. Like I said, I would make sure something is real, Pisces. I don't think this is bad, but, I do feel that you need to make sure that you're not just getting into a lusty connection. I feel... So again, I feel like this is clearly a very strong connection. Looks amazing. Someone could have a Venus and Aries here as well. This is Venus and Aries. I'm a Venus and Aries. I don't know if I trust us Venus and Aries people. So I'm calling myself out here. If you're dealing with someone who has Venus and Aries, I would definitely, something I would look into for sure. Venus and Aries actually are normally very devoted. So that's what I'll say there. But again, I feel like this needs to be brought into reality. With the Four of Cups, you have this discrimination card. Again, you could be kind of like over, and I kind of get that energy earlier where you could be overcorrecting. So I would make sure you're not overcorrecting on kind of like, seeing warning signs where there aren't warning signs. As I've said all year, I would be trusting justice, cause and effect, meaning if you put energy in, do you get the energy returned? Again, as long as you're getting energy returned, keep going. That discrimination card, it's not like discrimination like we think about it. It's more about kind of like looking at the information as it's being presented to you from a person, right? And kind of looking at it and saying, are they returning their energy, or am I over-exaggerating, right? Because Neptune and Pisces, we could over-exaggerate some concerns that we have as well. And I would call these things out. I would communicate, is what I'd say here. With the Page of Pentacles, you have this negotiation card here. It's kind of interesting getting this energy. I feel like this person is willing to talk is what this is saying. It's like saying that if you have concerns, especially if it's a new person, I feel like they're kind of willing to communicate with you. I do feel like for some of you, someone from the past is trying to negotiate with you or something. I don't know how I feel about this. Not good is what I'd say here. It's like almost like someone is trying to sell you something, literally, is what I see here. You see the moon and the sun. It's like, I feel like someone's trying to sell you like a half-assed opportunity with them, and they're trying to paint it like it's this big sun. So I don't know. I would be careful, of that situation of someone coming in from the past like that. We're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now, Pisces. So feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. So for question number 1, I would say yes, marriage. So yes, for those of you that want to get married, clearly you have the Empress and the Emperor, divine counterparts. For question number 2, this came up in reverse, which is interesting. 2 of Swords. I feel like whatever you're asking about, someone isn't making a decision. Someone is just choosing to stay stuck where they are. So, I'm speechless, Pisces. I have no words. For question number 3, hell yes. This is definitely travel. And again, I see travel here as well. For those of you getting into something long distance, this could be travel. But again, don't get stuck in the fantasy, Neptune and Pisces. I've been saying this since like 2017. So, I would be very careful of that here. But looks like a good reading. Definitely could be a divine counterpart of some sort coming in for you here. And again, very clearly socializing. So get out there, socialize. That's where you're going to meet this person. This is like, the love of a lifetime type of vibe here. This person's devoted to you. Even when you're dead, they're just going to be like standing over your dead body watching you. Very romantic, right? So, I would get out there, Pisces. But this looks pretty good to me. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.